All right, we're back at our final topic. This is the final topic in Gaming Talk, episode 15S, and it is good games that are broken shouldn't be $60. Okay, look. Hopefully, I'm putting the right game in the background of this part of Gaming Talk 15S, and it is Homefront: The Revolution. Good games shouldn't be $60 if they're broken. I know these developers want to put their games out at $60 and get as much money as they can and say, look at the graphics, look at this is AAA, yo, look at this game. Like, look, I think of this game called State of Decay. State of Decay didn't look phenomenal, but it did look good enough. State of Decay didn't run phenomenal, but it did run good enough. Game was $20 on Xbox 360, and I picked it up because I'm like, oh, that price ain't too steep, but most of all, the gameplay made me want to get it, right? That's a good game, and it was $20. And now, when 2 comes out, no doubt, NarDy, that game is gonna sell like crazy. Because people have been like, you know, like I want to say, what they call those people who walk around talking about the goodness of Christ, all around the world. What they call those people? I can't.
Talking about the Jehovah's Witness?
No, not them. I'm talking about. Dang it! What's that mission? Not missionaries. Evangelizing.
Oh, the evangelists.
People were evangelizing about State of Decay, and I was one of them, telling how great that game was.
Yeah, you were definitely trying to get me to play that game. Hey, remember when I told you I thought I was into it? It wasn't State of Decay. It was Dying Light. I don't know why I keep getting these 2 games confused. Dying Light. Man, Dying Light.
Now he is ejected out the podcast. No, like, boy, you better play that State of Decay. You see, you Xbox guys, ungrateful. You got this great game right under your nose.
What are you talking about?
What? Look, at the end of the day, if you on Xbox, you better have Xbox biggest game from 2014, and that's State of Decay. And they got the Xbox One year edition, whatever it is. Look, at the end of the day, look, people evangelize that game, and 2 is going to come out. And my point is this. Good games that are broken, because State of Decay has some broken parts, but it was okay because it was $20. Homefront: The Revolution, this game got butchered in reviews and technical standpoints, but I've recently picked up the Freedom Fighter bundle. It was $43 on the PSN sale. I was literally the day before it went away. I said, I'm going to get this. The day before the sale ended for it, I picked it up. And let me tell you this. This game is what I wanted the Division to be. Why I say that is this. I wanted the Division to be a survival game where everything mattered and everything you do is critical and you don't have a lot of equipment. You're surviving off of what you have. But the Division is the opposite of that. You know, you this bad butt soldier taking out everybody, and if you want to fight someone strong, you turn up the difficulty to fight someone strong. In Homefront: The Revolution, you are this freedom fighter, outgunned, outnumbered, in every way imaginable. Already got the premise, the thought, everything on point. The gameplay was the last part of this equation, and man, I jumped in there and I started playing. I'm like, these graphics.
Did you buy the game?
Yeah, I bought it earlier this week, and the game looks gorgeous, NarDy. The game looks amazing. Going back to the point, it does have, you know, hiccups, right? It got those hiccups where it loads for a while. Or every time it goes to maybe a autosave point, if it stops the game. But none of those problems were game breaking for me and breaking immersion. People who cried about those in reviews, babies. But the fact of the matter stands, I bought it for $45. If I bought that game for $60, I probably would be, man, this, that, any other. But I bought that game for $45. good games that are broken should not be $60. That's the topic. And State of Decay, if that game was $60, I said it on my video, people would have been mad about all the bugs. But since it was $20, it was a pass. People passed it. Wow, this game is so amazing. They didn't let the technical limitations stop the beauty and the awesomeness which was State of Decay. And this Homefront The Revolution is in the same boat. But the fact that it was $60 at release is the reason why I think people had a nasty taste in their mouth after playing it. All the bugs and stuff is not worth the price. These developers try out their games, NarDy. You know? These developers try out their games before putting it out. If you play your game and all that technical standpoint limitation was happening, you should deduct your own price. Basically, hey, this game running like this, but we want everyone to play this game. This game is amazing, but it's running like this at parts. Look, and the game look gorgeous, NarDy. Don't get me started when it's nighttime and it's raining. It's over. Look, CryEngine, when you know how to make games on that engine, it comes out beautiful. I remember on 360 playing Crysis 2. Blew my mind. That game looked beautiful from beginning to finish. Anyway, and that was on 360, NarDy. Anyway, look, what is your stance on $60 games that are broken? Not broken per se, but have these technical limitations. Because them dudes should have said, our game is, this is an amazing game, but it has some technical problems. And of course they said, we'll patch it. But, NarDy, what is your standpoint with these games that are $60 and are great, but have these crazy bugs in them that can take away from the experience? And do you think, right, they should deduct their prices and those games should be lower? Or should they be 60? Talk to me.
All right, I think, I'm going to answer this vice versa. I do think it need to be reduced. The price need to be reducted if there are some serious bugs. And I mean, depending on how serious and frequent the bugs are, it definitely could, you know, change my whole perception of my initial reaction of the game. Because, you know, it takes time to get an initial reaction. You know, it's just like when a new album drops. You can't just listen to one time, I love it, it's the greatest album of all time. No, you know, you got to sit with it for like a week and let that marinate. If it's worth, you know, if it's quality as far as like maybe hip hop or, you know, some type of rap music where people are lyrical and they give you content. Yeah, when you really got to sit down and, you know, ingest the content. It's something you really got to take in as a, you know, process. It's not a one-time bang, bada boom.
Bing, bada boom.
No, you know, you got to really check it out and, you know, see where you want to go with it and see if you like it and see if you could, you know, understand it for what it is. And with games being glitchy and this, that, and the third, if the gameplay is crispy, when I say crispy, I mean good enough to, you know, put a smile on your face when you know, continuously do moves or get upgrades or whatever. Cool, no problem. If you know, if the movement in the game is fluent, you know, it maybe not look as good as the movement in Grand Theft Auto, but it's close enough to the point that, well, for this type of quality game, well, actually, we're talking about a $60 game. I'm expecting, you know, quality for a next-gen console, because we in the present time of the day and we working with Xbox One and PlayStation, so I don't want to see nothing less. So if the movement ain't right, we got problems. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no reason I should be coming out here looking like Madden 2012. You know, in 2017 when I could go put in NFL 2K 15 and 2K5 and have movement look way better. You know, I should not be having to have these drastic comparisons. You know, if I could find something better for cheaper, you know, you just made a negative impression on me. So if they got these type of situations and any type of new game coming out, and as far as like bugs and like I don't really know too much about the frame rate dropping because I don't really notice it. You know, you gotta be maybe somebody who's, you know, got the little meter running on the screen to where you notice the frame drop. But I don't really notice that. Me personally, and I play a lot of games. I got my gamer score on Xbox is in the 48,000. So I play a lot of games and I'm well rounded and I'm pretty skilled. So I do, you know, focus and I get my achievements and I really thoroughly play the game. So wasn't a shameless plug, but just throwing out facts.
A little bit sad.
I'm a real gamer. A little bit, but nah.
You said
ultimately, you know, for a $60 game, man, let my money be worth it. You know, you created the game for me to enjoy it, and you know, with these expansions, that's where, you know, it was like, come on, you telling me I gotta buy more to finish the, you know, to get the final game. You know, if I don't get this, I'll be missing out on 50% of the game. You know, like that's heartbreaking enough. But if I like the game enough, I'll, you know, bite that bullet and do it. But if I gotta deal with that along with glitches and, you know, just not enough quality gameplay and just content, come on, man. Like, I just recently seen some stuff about the Mafia. You know, I hear about it. You know, my initial impression was like, oh, okay, another, you know, Saints Row, Grand Theft Auto, follow through, you know, one of them other games that, you know, trying to, you know, follow suit. Then I hear Mafia 2. Mafia 2 was like the biggest thing smoking. I'm like, okay. Mafia 3, I really go, I can't, you know, I need to really look into this because this seems like a you know, significantly big deal.
Yeah.
So I check it out and I'm like, wow, this is, you know, and not to mention it's a you know, the protagonist is a New Orleanian. Not to mention the black, you know, it just like hit home with me, so I just had to pay attention. And once I paid attention, I see what the hype was about, and I can see that it's worth it. You know, expansion packs and you know, regardless of the glitches, that's a game I spend my money first and then tell you about it later. You know, because it just looked that good.
Hey, sometimes you gotta do that, Nardy. You gotta put your money where your mouth is. You know, like you gotta support some of these dudes that you believe in, like Mirror's Edge, for instance. Everybody should buy Mirror's Edge Catalyst. Why? Because ain't no other game doing it as best as they. Like, that parkour is amazing. Graphics are amazing. You should support those people, because that game wasn't gonna be made if it wasn't for the fans asking for it. So if you a fan of the first Mirror's Edge, don't let Ryan McCaffrey from IGN Review turn you off. If I let that review turn me off, I wouldn't be playing one of my favorite games of 16. Sorry, we're not in last year. But seriously, that review from Ryan McCaffrey really did damper that game. And I was talking to friends and people were like, I don't want to buy it no more and stuff. And let me say this. Look, that game looks amazing, plays amazing, and don't really listen to reviews. Try it out for yourself, and if you can't try it out for yourself, check out a lot of gameplay, check out a lot of people playing it and stuff like that. Mirror's Edge Catalyst is a game you shouldn't sleep on. Support those dudes. I bought that game digitally for $60. I'm not planning on trade to get in. But going back to
spoken like a true gamer.
Man, I had to support.
You know, for the topic go, that's kind of what the people of Record did. I'm trying to figure out what's like, you know, what made it not be $60. You know, Record, that's supposed to be one of the biggest games of the presentation for the exclusives go for Xbox, and it's $39.99. I'm looking at it in the Play Store. I mean, in the
Xbox Store, Microsoft.
There you go. Yeah, so I'm looking at it right now. It's $39.99, and you know, I don't really know how or why it's, you know, $40 versus $59.99.
Right.
But that is the, you know, one of the things we were just talking about. Gamers, I mean, the game creators, you know, don't need to be putting out games that's not $60 for $60. You know, $65, you know, depending on where you live at, but
right.
How much the tax is, but you know, $65 for a game when it's not really worth it, you know.
Right,
if you put in your time and effort and you know the quality of the game that you have, if it's not up to par, then please don't, you know, give it to us thinking we're not gonna realize that,
right?
You know, because we gonna, you know, tell somebody not to go get it, you know, because and by you doing that, you making somebody lose money, you just gonna lose even more money because people gonna get it when it's cheap, you know, so. And it might mess around and become one of the games that got messed over. How they say, you know, one of the movies that go straight to DVD.
Oh,
you know, so
let me say this.
You don't want that.
Let me say this. I'm really talking about games like Homefront: The Revolution. This is a really good game. This game is really good, and it's sad that this game got crapped on by so many reviewers and people who actually bought the $60 version. And was burned. They was burned. I could feel it in their words. They was burned by this game for $60 because of the glitches and the problems. And the funniest thing is, if you watch Digital Foundry's first initial PS4, Xbox One, frame rate, graphics, whatever, video on the game, they actually said there's a decent game underneath all the problems. And let me say this: that decent game is pretty good. It was worth the $45. Is all I gotta say. Like that game, they ain't got no other game like that out right now. No other game out like Homefront: The Revolution like right now. And the expansion pack for Homefront: The Revolution, I got the Freedom Fighter edition, so I get all the expansion packs. That comes out next year. And I was talking to Deep Silver, the people behind it, and asking them, hey, are y'all still supporting this game with, you know, the expansion packs? And they were like, they rest assured me and said yes. So they treat it back. So look, you know, good games shouldn't be $60 just for $60, especially if they're broken. And like I said, I'm not saying Homefront: Revolution is broken. I'm just saying this game got technical problems. And
for me, on the same token of the game itself being a good game, and you got it because you was interested in it. I was interested in the game a little bit, but only because I seen gameplay footage. I never saw gameplay footage. I only, you know, seen a little cinematic trailer or whatever. And then, you know, later on, I just recently seen, I'm saying recently, like maybe top of this month. Maybe like in the middle of last month. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I seen real gameplay footage. And the gameplay footage looked like, okay, this is what I was expecting it to be. But I didn't know if it was this type of game, man. Yeah. Do you still do like game reviews on your channel?
I need to get back onto it. Because Homefront: The Revolution, I would love to review it for you guys. But
you can put it on the back of the while you know, doing some footage and stuff while you doing the Gamin Talk. That'll be cool for people who would like to see games.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do for this part. But look, write in the comment section: is there a $60 game that you straight up say this shouldn't be $60? I would love to hear what games did you throw down because they were $60. Seriously, there's a lot of games that's not worth the price, but yeah.
For real. Especially this generation. But it don't have to be this generation. It could be that generation as well.
Any generation. Let me know what was the game that was overpriced. Another game I'm looking at, Evolve. That game should have been freaking $20 or $40 out the gate. Why? Because that game has some technical problems too. Like that game don't run at a solid 30. So anyway, look, there's a lot of games you can mention that should have not did the $60 because they wanted to be a AAA title. You can't be a AAA if you're not $60. Nah, man, bump that. Anyway, write in the comment section. I would love to hear you. We did it. We're moving on to our sign-offs. All right, we are back with our sign-offs. NarDy, say bye to the people.
Well, it's been a good run. You know, we're putting our time in and putting our strong, highly opinionated thoughts into every episode, especially this one. So, yeah, man. For my sign off, I just want to say thank you. I appreciate you. You know, looking forward to having me on the show, and
yes, sir.
And me being somebody who could, you know, just be me and give my opinion.
That's right.
Appreciate the platform, man. Can't wait to do it again.
Let's do it.
Already know, people.
And his channel, all his info will be in the description below. Make sure to follow up with that. Support him there. But yeah, that's all she wrote. This has been Raw. Coming at you raw. Pieces.
What she said.
What? No good. Now moving on to the next topic of episode 15 S of Gamin Talk. Every game on Xbox One may not come to PC.